Imagine sitting in the control tower at Washington National Airport on a hot summer night in July 1952, watching your radar screen light up, with multiple unidentified objects moving at high speeds over the restricted airspace of the nation's capital, some appearing directly over the White House area. Air traffic controllers, experienced pilots, and radar operators at both National Airport and Andrews Air Force Base reported these strange blips that behaved unlike any known aircraft. This event became known as the 1952 Washington, D.C. UFO incident, one of the most well-documented and widely reported UFO events in American history. The sightings began on the 19th of July, 1952, and continued intensely through July 29. The most dramatic activity occurred on the nights of July 19 to 20 and July 26 to 27. Radar operators at Washington National Airport detected 7 to 12 unidentified targets moving at speeds up to 7,000 miles per hour, stopping abruptly and making sharp turns that no conventional airplane of that era could perform. Several commercial airline pilots, including Captain S.C. Pierman of Capital Airlines, visually confirmed bright lights moving rapidly across the sky. Pierman described the objects as like falling stars without tails, but much faster than any aircraft he had seen in his years of flying. Personnel at Andrews Air Force Base also reported visual sightings of orange lights that hovered, accelerated suddenly, and changed direction. The objects appeared in restricted airspace around the Capitol, raising immediate national security concerns during the Cold War. The Air Force scrambled F-94 Starfire jet interceptors from nearby bases to investigate. When the jets approached, the unidentified objects often disappeared from radar or accelerated away at incredible speeds. Once the jets returned to base due to low fuel, the objects sometimes reappeared on radar. This cat-and-mouse pattern repeated over multiple nights. The incidents generated massive media coverage. Newspapers across the country carried headlines about flying saucers over Washington. The sightings prompted President Harry Truman to request information, and the Air Force faced intense public and congressional pressure to explain what was happening. On the 29th of July 1952, the Air Force held one of its largest press conferences since World War II. Major General John Samford, Director of Air Force Intelligence, addressed reporters and attributed the radar returns primarily to temperature inversions, a weather phenomenon common in the Washington area during summer that can cause false radar echoes. He suggested that some visual sightings might have been stars, meteors, or conventional aircraft. However, not everyone accepted this explanation. Several radar controllers and pilots involved maintained that what they observed could not be fully explained by weather effects. Project Blue Book, the Air Force's official UFO investigation program, ultimately classified most of the Washington sightings as unknowns. The 1952 Washington events contributed to a major surge in UFO reports nationwide that year, with over 1,500 sightings recorded by the Air Force. The incident remains one of the most significant mass UFO sightings near the seat of government. It highlighted the challenges of distinguishing between unidentified aerial phenomena and explainable events under high-pressure conditions. The case continues to be studied by historians and researchers interested in how the U.S. government handled public reports of unusual aerial activity during the early Cold War period. Sources include the Wikipedia entry on the 1952 Washington, D.C. UFO incident and the History.com article on the event. All details are based on declassified Air Force records and contemporary reports. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe and follow to see the next story.